And I think that the rumor is, I heard that her mother is just like, this is it. And like, we love Ben. And look, it makes sense. I don't believe Jennifer would ever take Alex back, but I do believe if Alex got her back, he would kiss the ring. I think just sometimes you have to lose Jenny from the block to realize you lost the best thing in your life. And I do think Ben Affleck probably is like, I mean, what has happened in my life? Like, what did I do right? Like the karma. I mean, I had so many shitty years. Like, what do I do to deserve a second chance with this God before me?
No, but what? I mean, like, he has a redeeming quality, and I know this from being at an after party with him. Speaking of the aforementioned trees, J-Lo has some climbing to do at night. He is a big, tall willow tree man. I will say that.
And but see, no, I don't find him so attractive. I didn't find Alex Rodriguez that attractive.
No.
I mean, I have to say, when the rumor surfaced that it was Alex and Kelly Bensimon kind of hanging out, that makes so much sense to me. I live for that. Oh my God, it would be great for her, the optics on that. And I've had her on this show. Kelly Bensimon is drop dead gorgeous. Like, she's one of those that when I was staring into the Zoom, I was like, she's literally drop dead gorgeous. She's like the greatest for Alex. And she's like kooky. And I think, look, she's probably less high maintenance than J-Lo by like 100%. And I'm not knocking J-Lo, but she's probably Kelly's pretty easygoing. She really is. She's not. So I feel Alex and Kelly was great. I don't know if that was a leaked story by her publicist. Let's put that out there to Page Six, give it some legs. I mean, this is how the business works, guys. I mean, yes. I don't know if there was any truth to that, but that I was living for. Jennifer, I really believe it's real. And I think, Jennifer wants love so bad. And it's just, there is something familiar. I never go back to people. It never works for me. It doesn't, but I get it. And I think this might be real. And this is the end. And that makes me happy.
I've met Jennifer Lopez a few times, and it's funny because I always say this, but I feel like she's opposite of her diva persona. I find her very down to earth. I'm also a tri-state girl though. So I love that sort of just, what you see is what you get vibe. And one of the times I met her, I basically was sitting on her lap again at an after party. She was at a World of Dance premiere, that show she was a judge on. And this was peak A-Rod era. Okay. And in the episode, because we watched an episode and then interviewed them, her and Neo and Derek Huff, the whole thing afterwards. And in the episode, it happened to be a little cameo from A-Rod because he gives her a necklace or a ring or something. And I asked her, I think that this is a moment fans are going to be excited about. Like that's when we were hanging on every J-Lo A-Rod moment, and she was giddy like a little schoolgirl. I mean, it could have been an act, she's no Oscar winner, but J-Lo can definitely act. Like, shout out to Hustlers. And she was like giddy as a little schoolgirl. And she's like, really? You think so? And so maybe she was acting, but I think it was like real. And I just think, you're right. She just loves love. She's just that's her thing. So, but I don't know. I mean, I really saw it with her and A-Rod because they both had that, New York, that hustle, that attitude, that swag, but we'll see. Maybe she's enjoying climbing that Ben Affleck treehouse.
And A-Rod seemed to really like her and like stick up for her. And I don't know. He seemed like a gentleman till he wasn't, right? Yeah, I had lunch next to him, like right at the end of Barney's being open, right before Barney's closed. I went to Fred's for lunch and I was sitting next to him and just observing. And I don't know, he seemed very like stoic. She wasn't there. I mean, I would have passed out. I've met her once before too, but like, he was just very like, it was a business meeting and like, he seemed very just serious and I don't know, but like not in a good way. I don't know. So, but I'm not, I don't know him or anything. It's just, this was a fleeting moment. So that's on my list. And what's your third thing of just like, you can take.
All right. This is a little controversial and I don't mean this in an insensitive way. I know what happened was horrible. I just feel like it's become so politicized and everybody's obsessed with it. And to what end is Alec Baldwin? Like, it's horrible. It was a tragedy. It's happened, but now on both sides, you know, it's like I said, it's become political. Everyone's obsessed. There's new details every day. And I'm kind of just like, can we observe it for what it was? It was a horrible tragedy and move on. But like now everyone's obsessed.
Did you watch the
interview with him?
Yeah, because I didn't.
No.
I haven't gotten around to it.
I saw snippets. I saw little quotes here and there. I mean, obviously he kind of like denies any accountability, but like now I'm seeing stories about how like stuff with him and Hilaria or Hillary from Boston, however you want to say it. I don't know. The whole thing, people are just taking it and running with it and they're obsessed with it. And I'm kind of like, all right, you know, we get it.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not downplaying. I know that sounds heartless. I'm not downplaying.
I could like, no, I mean, that makes sense to me. That makes sense.
You know?
That makes sense. Well, Bennifer is the one that I could take or leave. This is a very unpopular opinion. So you talk about everyone coming for you. I could take or leave the fact that everybody was devastated and didn't sleep probably still not sleeping over the cancellation of BravoCon this year. Because I probably wasn't going, but I wasn't sure. And it was a very hard decision that I was grappling with. And I was like, I think I just need to be out of town. And I was like, yeah, and go hang out with all sorts of people that are ex-housewives that are not going to BravoCon. That was my plan. I was like, I just don't know why I would be going. Like, I mean, again, it's great. I'm not taking away. People were excited, DMing me. They were getting hotels. But I was like, well, I mean, I'm not like, you either go for one or two things. You go for like the lectures and to hear. It's like, that's kind of what I do for a living. And like, I'm not above learning something, but like, I know a lot of it. No ego. It's just like, I've heard a lot of it. So
right.
And then the other is like, you go for the pictures and it's like,
yeah,
I mean, I do like pictures, but like I have these people on my show. So like,
no, exactly. It's like
either come on my fucking show or don't. Like, I don't need a picture with you.
Right.
And so for me, I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. But then I was like, now everyone listening wants me to cover this. Like, if I am going to be like backstage hanging out with Margaret, or like they want me to cover at night, if people are in the hotel and like, you know, I hear Margaret and Teresa fighting and
it's your bread and butter.
Right, they
it's
want
your
me
Super Bowl.
to do this. And like, I care about these listeners more than myself. So I guess I have to take one for the team, but I'm going to be fucking miserable for like a whole weekend. So when it was canceled, I mean, I was like, oh, well, I'm not upset, but I understand why people are. And it would have given me 3 good shows and I could have really covered it from a different angle and people would have loved it. But I'm okay with that. Could take it or leave it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other thing that I can take or leave is I don't listen to them, but people DM me all the time. And I'm not saying this, but all my listeners say this, and then we could wrap up. But like, my listeners do not like all of these housewife podcasts. I get DMs all day from housewife. Well, you know what it is? Because you're like saying, oh my God. But like
Teddy Mellencamp's show, you're saying like all these, like we get it. Yeah.
I mean, listen, it's different. Like, I get why, and they don't really work. A lot of them don't stay around. It's like, these women are used to having producers. They're used to being part of an ensemble. They're used to getting big paychecks. When you're a podcast, I mean, I don't care if you're like the network like throws like roses at you. You have to make money and have numbers, and you know, you gotta really produce. Like, they're not giving you content.